Hello, my name is Steve Curran, and I'm the broker and the owner of California Yacht Company. Today to talk to you about a very nice boat, a 2005 Navigator 53 called Etco Boys, owned by two brothers that bought it new and have owned it forever. This is the exterior of the boat. You can see it's got a nice luster, a lot of open windows, big functional cockpit, big boat, a lot of beam, a lot of strength. Built here in California by a man named Jules Marshall is the man that owned the company. He's kind of the granddaddy of the powerboat business in Southern California. I call him the Henry Ford of the powerboat business in some ways. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but he spent his career building these good boats called Californians at one point, and then Navigator at another point, and both names at some points also. Good, solid boats that are very functional and good value. This is the cockpit of the Etco Boys boat, the Nav 53. Notice it has a custom teak-like covering on the bottom. Goes throughout the whole exterior of the boat. That was $10,000 to create that and add it later. That was just done about 5 years ago. Very nice, functional, good-looking appearance, but very clean. Notice it has double sliding doors to go into the main salon. And notice that the after deck is covered. It has a good opening port to a good size swim pulpit, and it has an expensive hydraulic motorized device to raise and lower a dinghy or a jet ski. And by the way, this boat comes with a fairly new jet ski. That was a very expensive add-on that happened about 5 years ago also, that hydraulic dinghy device. This boat was used to enjoy and play on the water. There were a couple of young boys involved. The boat was meant to bring them to the ocean. It's a very functional use for fishing. The swim platform has large stainless steel rails around it to provide security. Nice functional access to the water and fish. As you go through the sliding doors in the cockpit, you get into the main salon. The main salon is very open, big windows all the way around. On the front port side, you have a bar area and you have the covering for your galley. To the right of the galley is where you go down to the sleeping compartments, or you can go up to the bridge. On the starboard side of the boat, you have a large, nice, removable couch that makes into a berth, if you'd like, and nice counters. Spaciousness on a boat is visual, and being able to see outside and not feel closed in is a big part of having a roomy, open, airy feel. This is what I call the pilot house. This is one of the parts of the boat that I like the most. It has two helm stations up and below, and down below it you have the helm station that's right in the center of the boat, where you have complete command of the boat, and you can see 360 degrees, and you're protected. If you ever were coming back from Mexico, it gets you out of the sun, and it gets you out of the weather, and you still have complete visibility. You can back this boat into the slip from this steering station, and that's very unusual. Most boats of this size, just you do most of your operation on the bridge, and if there's a steering station down below, it's kind of an afterthought. So you notice it's got good electronics in front, and it's all right there, and there's a large seating area for your companions. And you notice the stairs take you up to the bridge area, which is another delightful place. On the port side of the bridge, forward is another steering station. Back from that is a U-shaped sitting area, enough for about 8 people. You have an arch. Above the arch is your radar and your communication system. You notice that you've got a bimini cover that keeps you out of the sun to a degree. In the very rear of this is a large area where sometimes you put a dinghy or storage. In this case, the boat has a davit system on the stern, which is a lot easier to launch than this. But some of these boats actually bring the dinghy to this top area and leave it up there. You notice that all of the areas are covered with the same teak-like covering that was put on the boat about 5 years ago. I'd like to concentrate a little bit more on the galley. On the starboard side, you can see that it's got a freestanding, enclosed, held in place refrigerator with a large freezing area. Nice countertops all the way around where you can be kind of protected if for any reason you were trying to prepare some food in the seaway. A good microwave convection oven there, and a 3-burner stove, double sinks, and the counter in front, which serves as a little bar if you'd like. It is a really functional galley that, number one, gives you a little separation from other people when you're preparing the food, and number two, you're close enough that there's good contact and there's a good sense of community. This boat has 3 luxurious wood-paneled sleeping cabins, so it has room for 6 people, good amenities, good showers, good heads. The first one is what I would call the master cabin, is furthest aft. It's a good-sized queen pedestal berth, wood-lined. It's got a good stall shower, good head that has fresh water. Fresh water is real key because it has a wonderful effect on keeping odor down on a boat. So, and once you get odor into a boat, it's hard to get it out. The fact that this has a good head system attests to why it smells so well. This is the crew cabin. It's a pair of bunk beds. It's on the port side as you go forward. That's the second cabin. And then this is the forward cabin. It's another full-size queen bed. This boat was completely repowered. The engines were removed from the boat and they were completely rebuilt about 100 hours ago. It was a cost of over $60,000. These engines are virtually new. They have less than 100 hours on them. It's basically a new boat mechanically, and of course the mechanics are one of the most important parts of the boat. They have twin 370 horsepower diesels. It's very unusual that the boat have a rebuild at this point. There were only about 1,100 hours, and there was some problem with how they were used. The owners went through the expense of putting basically new engines, completely rebuilt, taken out of the boat from scratch, put back together. Virtually a new boat, hardly broken in. That's what I know about this boat. It's going to make someone a great boat at a good price. My name is Steve Curran. My direct number is 310-877-5500. Please give me a call and we'll get you aboard and let you take a closer look for yourself. Thank you.